We've all heard the saying, a diamond in the rough. Something that has hidden, exceptional characteristics, but lacks the final touches that would make it truly stand out from the crowd. Never has a metaphoric statement so closely represented a series of remote events that took place in the late 1960s, which would result in the creation of one of the finest golf clubs in the world, Jupiter Hills.
The year was 1968. It was during the Bing Crosby Pro-Am at Pebble Beach, where a small but influential group of golfers were grousing about the cold, wet playing conditions. That group included William Clay Ford and his playing partner, George Fazio. The weather conditions at Pebble Beach were so poor that George talked about building a course in a warmer climate. Coincidentally, it wasn't long after that George found himself visiting North Palm Beach, where he learned of a unique piece of property that could make for an unusual Florida golf course because of its natural hills. Hills in Florida? This he had to see for himself, and he did. To his amazement, the land featured high elevations above sea level, and George fell head over heels with the natural beauty of this particular part of Florida. George had a way of trusting the land and the player to discover each other. He envisioned that the golf course terrain could carry golfers past deep forests and scrublands, across tall grass-covered dunes, from which he could glimpse the turquoise waters of the inland waterways and the Atlantic Ocean beyond. The sand pines, with their twisted shapes and deep green crowns, could provide enchanting backdrops for several green settings. Once the land deal was settled, he called upon 3 close friends and convinced them that this truly unique piece of property, with some forming and shaping, would make for an exceptional golf course unlike any in the state of Florida. Those friends were William Clay Ford, his Pebble Beach golf partner, Bob Hope, and Bill Elliott. And so, in February of 1969, the deal was done and the stage was set. The 4 founders may not have known at this time, but that diamond in the rough was destined to become hallowed ground. George, with the help of his nephew, Tom Fazio, began construction of the Hills course in May 1969. The course opened for play 1 year later in 1970. They then went to work on a second diamond in the rough, the Village course, which opened in 1979. But, just as important as the golf course conditions, the founders would demand a high-caliber professional staff, one that would provide the ultimate in golf courtesy and personal experience beyond one's expectations, and to this day, club members are ever mindful of that original vision. For half a century, Jupiter Hills has been recognized as one of the finest golf experiences in the game. The golf courses have received much acclaim and have been awarded many prestigious titles. The Hills course has been rated among the top 100 courses in America by Golf Digest magazine time and time again. Through the years, it has been the site of numerous prestigious tournaments, U.S. Open qualifiers, 2 Florida State Amateur Championships, and 2 USGA National Championships, the U.S. Amateur in 1987 and the U.S. Amateur 4-Ball in 2018. Another significant event also occurred in 2018. For the first time in history, Jupiter Hills was recognized as the world's top 100 golf and country clubs, ranking 73rd. With over 34,000 golf facilities around the globe, this is an extraordinary achievement. Jupiter Hills shares this top 100 distinction with other U.S. golf clubs, like Augusta National, Pine Valley, Oakmont, and Winged Foot, among others. These top 100 clubs represent the standard of excellence for the finest private golf and country clubs around the globe. There are certain attributes that set these 100 apart from all the others, qualities that only these clubs possess. And as for Jupiter Hills, it was built upon a strong foundation, keen stewardship by the founders, boards, and committees who possess the wisdom to progress and adapt to changing times, yet maintain the sanctity of the club's history. It has an esteemed membership, one devoted to an unparalleled golf experience, and one that takes great pride and responsibility in their club and its distinctive culture. It has a first-class professional staff that ensures the club traditions are preserved for generations by delivering a memorable experience and unparalleled levels of service. So devoted to these traditions are they, that they are spelled out in a mission statement of their own making. So when others from across time, borders, and generations experience it, they are inspired, they invest, and they too believe.
Remember, George, about 14 years ago, we were looking for a great place to build a golf course, and to build a great golf course, we'd played a lot together, and we'd played out at the Crosby and some of the great courses out there, but we didn't like the weather. We wanted to build a place that would appeal to good golfers. It was a good place to live that had excellent golf, and you came up with this magnificent piece of property here, and you designed 2 great golf courses on it. And I think maybe that, through your efforts, I think maybe we've achieved what we set out to achieve, namely 2 superb places to play golf and a wonderful place to live.
Well, Bill, I think I can add to that. You can't say that it was my effort. I think you had a lot to do with the effort, too. I think it was a dual thing.
Well, it was your design that has obviously made Jupiter Hills the success that it is, and I think it's got the appeal that, a broad enough appeal that would appeal to anybody that loves golf. We've got 2 superb golf courses that you designed.
Well, I think we've achieved and over above what we thought I didn't expect it to turn out that well.
And so, after half a century, the vision the original founders conceived for this diamond in the rough lives on.